we have a fabulous, interesting show today for you. We have a recipe for chunky applesauce. We have apples that were donated by McCleaf's Orchids Farm, and we will interview Vicki from that farm, and also talk to Grace from Grace's Pastry. And the applesauce, chunky applesauce recipe will be served over Portuguese sweetbread, which Grace's Pastry has provided with the apples that was donated by McCleaf's Orchard Farms. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you will enjoy this show. Good morning, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so very much for offering your wonderful apples, the Honey Crisp and the Golden Supreme. They are absolutely aromatic, and they're very lovely piece of apples that would be used in my chunky applesauce.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I thank you so very much for donating them. Pleasure.
Yep, you too.
See you again. Take care. Bye. We have some delicious apples here for today's recipe, which would be the chunky applesauce, which is fantastic, and it could be used for almost everything, breakfast or dessert on top of the waffles, pancakes, ice cream, and what have you. Let's start the recipe. This recipe is very easy. First, what we had to do is actually go and pick up some aromatic apples. And I picked like Honey Crisp and Gala and Supreme. We have 6 apples that goes in this recipe. I will demonstrate the direction as how to do it. We're going to cut and core the apple, and that's by just cutting it in half, and then the fourth, and we're going to just cut the inside of the core. And doing that, it will make sure that all the cores are out. What I like to do is, it is something that you wish to do, is whether you want to skin it off, or peel the apple, or leave the apple skin on. I prefer, for the high content of the fiber of the apple, to keep the skin on. These apples are going to be cooked, and they're going to be diced in a sort of not very small and not very big kind of chunks. And after that, we're going to measure, let's say, 6 apples to 1/4 cup of, I have, instead of using a regular sugar, I have a mixture of honey, organic sugar, and raw brown sugar. And we will put 1/4 cup of lemon juice and 1/2 teaspoon of salt, and just about 1/4 cup of water. And we'll put all of that in our electric pot and let it cook. And that usually takes about maybe between 15 to 20 minutes. And once that is done, we will show you how to present it. I will cut 1 more or 2 apples here, and we should be just about right. As I said, these apples are absolutely wonderful. They have been from McCleaf's orchid farm, and it's been donated to us, which we went and picked today. And they're pretty fresh and very juicy. And as I cut it, it is really very aromatic. And I'm sure it's going to be a lovely, lovely chunky applesauce. And let's see. I have already measured almost everything in the containers here. And as soon as I add it to our bowl, and once everything is ready, we will go on and start adding the honey. The cinnamon that I already diluted in the water to make sure that actually goes and blends in all the chunks of apples that I have here. And then 1 teaspoon of salt. I will probably put a little bit more of cinnamon in there because I think probably the half a teaspoon that I diluted might not be enough, but let's see. Now, as I mentioned, this applesauce, it's going to be chunky applesauce. And if it is not apple, you could always substitute or probably choose your own fruit. Peaches, strawberries, blueberries, and mango. And also, as I said, if you like to mix the fruits, use the same recipe for different kinds of fruits that you like to choose. And every one of them is going to be a very nice touch to put on ice cream, waffles, pancakes, and I'm sure you will love it because it's really very tasty. And it makes any kind of picnic or events that you have, I'm sure your guests will enjoy it. These apples are very fresh and they're organic. And I try to use everything that I have as an ingredient to be also organic. That's why I chose to do the organic sugar and raw sugar, brown sugar in. And let's see, I have vanilla, that half a teaspoon of that will go in the applesauce also. And we're just about ready to put everything that we have here in the bowl in the cooker. I need to add 1/4 cup of water also. This is just about right. Also, let's measure the vanilla extract, which is the pure vanilla extract in here. Just a tad bit more maybe will do. I probably didn't put as much in here. And let me add the sugar and salt. Half a teaspoon of salt. It always picks up the taste of the apples with the lemon juice and water. And here's the organic and raw sugar that I like to put on our apple for the applesauce. Now I like to stir it one time before I add it to the pot and make it start cooking. And as I said, we will come back after 15 to 20 minutes of cooking and check it and stir it one time before we present it. I guess that's about it. Everything is in there, the lemon juice. I put probably 1/4 of the cup, but I will put another measure of 1/4 in here. And that way, once I transfer it to the pot, we will be ready to mix and then add it to the pot. I want to make sure I get all the ingredients in here. That's why I kept the liquid, so I can pour it in the bowl and stir it and get every bit of the sugar and honey in the pot. Okay. There we go. Now I have to turn the pot on. Just put this down here. And we're going to come back once I see the content of the bowl, the pot, is boiling. I stir it one time and check for it to see what kind of consistency it's taking. And I don't want it to be watery, and I don't want it to be too dry to burn. And this electric pot, which I use as a rice maker also, is usually automatically turns off, and there's no time for it to burn. But we have to make sure that it is not. Anyhow, let's come back. We're going to check our applesauce, the chunky applesauce, and see how it's doing. I have to be careful to lift the lid. And oh my goodness, yes, it's really coming along well. And we'll just have to stir it a couple of times and wait for it to cook more, and then come back to it again. I wish you were all here to sort of smell the aroma that's coming out from the apples and all the spices in here. All right, I think we are ready for the last time, and find out and see how the chunky applesauce is doing. Let's see, from what I see, it's pretty much done and it's ready to go. Yes, it is just right now. So I'm going to start doing the presentation and transfer it to the bowl, and then present it as it should be. And I'm going to unplug and hold the rim with a paper towel and bring it to the bowl and sort of transfer it to the bowl. And oh my God, I can't look at this. This is absolutely wonderful. It's gorgeous and smells really excellent. Look at this. This is superb. And as I said, this chunky applesauce, it would be fantastic over a bowl of ice cream or waffle and pancake. And for the little traction over here, make it a little bit more beautiful, I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit more cinnamon, and it's ready to be served. Voila. And I am going to taste our chunky applesauce and see how it came out. And let me see, it's a little bit hot, but I would probably blow at it once before I put it in my mouth. So absolutely out of this world. Honestly, I wish you were here to taste it. And as I said, it doesn't take long really to fix it, and it's something that you could put in your refrigerator. Hello again. We are just here to talk with Vicki from McCleaf's Orchids, the farm that supplied us for our chunky applesauce today. And I'd like to say thank you so very much for those beautiful, delicious apples that you all donated.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure.
So Vicki, tell me about the varieties of apples that you do grow on your farm.
Well, we grow 42 plus varieties. The 3 that we donated to you were Honeycrisp, Golden Supreme, and Gala, which make a perfect applesauce.
Explain the difference of the taste and varieties of all the apples that you have. Just give us more information about all the apples.
Apples break down basically into just a couple different groups, sweet or tart, firm or soft. And a lot of the softer varieties are a sub-acid, and they're sweeter, but they don't have as much acid in them. The firmness is what a lot of people look for because they want a crunch in an apple. So you can get a firm apple that is sweet, or you can get a firm apple that is tart. A lot of the less firm apples tend to be not as tart, but they tend to be sweet.
Tell us about the usage of your varieties of apple.
Well, you can't be afraid to use an apple for anything. It depends on your personal taste. You can take a Honeycrisp and bake with it. You just have to compensate because Honeycrisp tend to be more watery, so you would have to compensate with a little more sugar, or just add some flour if you want to make a pie with them. So
a Macintosh
are great for baking, but there are a lot of people that love a Macintosh because they are a sub-acid or a lower acid apple. They're also a softer apple if someone has difficulty chewing or...
Western Delicious?
That's a tough question because we don't have those.
Okay, so that is one kind of apples you do not carry.
We do not.
What about Gala?
We do carry Gala. We actually have a Star Gala and a Gale Gala. And a Gale Gala is a smaller apple. Kids love them in their lunchbox.
Mm-hmm. Now, do these apples grow different time of a season?
Yeah, we start harvesting apples in mid-August and we go through the end of October. The first variety we start to pick is a Golden Supreme or a Ginger Gold. And then the last variety that we'll pick is a Gold Rush apple.
Tell me about your unusual kiwi berry and your fairy tale eggplant.
Well, our kiwi berries are grown on vines, and we have a contract to grow them. No one else can grow them within the 4-state region, and we harvest them right now. They are a superfruit, small berry, cousin to the kiwi that everyone is used to, but they're fuzzless, and you just wait till they soften and pop them in your mouth. They're amazing in salad, great fruit. The fairy tale eggplant are also a specialty item. They're perfect on shish kebabs. They're also great in stir fry.
That sounds great, and I did taste the berries, the kiwi berries, and they're excellent. Can anyone come to the orchards to pick up apples?
We do not offer that. The best place to find us is at the Herndon Farmers Market on Thursdays.
So what other farmers markets do you all
We're also in
participate?
Vienna on Saturday morning.
Tell us about how many years you have been and how many years, generation have you had the farm?
Well, the farm itself has been in my husband's family for 6 generations. We have the original William Penn deed, so it's pretty cool.
And this is all that all happens on the 52 acres
Yes, ma'am.
of the farm in Gettysburg,
Well,
Pennsylvania.
it's about 10 minutes from
10
Gettysburg in Biglerville.
Well, I'd like to really thank you so very much, first of all, for the apples you donated, and thank you for coming and being with us. We'd love to have you again on the show.
Anytime.
And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Please come back and join us again. Hello, let's welcome our guest here, Grace's Pastries. Grace, thank you for coming and joining us.
Welcome.
And I'd like to find out about your business. How long have you had this business and how did you start it?
Well, Grace's Pastries have been in business since 1986. Yeah, I started as a small home business in my basement. And then as time goes on, it became too small for the basement, so I have to move out of the house and find a place for the business. And first we were on Alabama Drive.
In Herndon?
In Herndon.
Okay.
And then we moved down to the Kmart Shopping Center.
So Grace's Pastry now is located in Kmart Shopping Center.
Kmart Shopping Center.
Very nice. And how long have you been there now?
I have been at the Kmart Shopping Center for the past probably 26 years. Yes.
And the bakery that you are doing and baking goods that you are doing, are they anything from any previous family recipes or something that you create yourself? Or what is the background in your bakery?
Well, I have always liked to bake, and I
Okay.
like to write recipes.
Oh, no.
Yes, so all my baking, I wrote every one of the recipes. Yes.
And what is this loaf? You said it's Portuguese?
Yeah, it's called buns bread.
Uh-huh.
And buns bread go way back to the 16th century. The Portuguese, when they were sailing to India to get spices, of course, those days they have to be on boats. So everywhere they will land, they will settle at the coastal area. Sometimes they will forward down to where they want to go, or sometimes they'll just interact with the citizens of the place and married, and then introduce their food. And buns bread was one of the bread that they introduced over there.
Oh, interesting
In
story.
Ghana, yes.
Do you use the ingredients in your baking from Herndon Farmers Market?
Yes, most of all the produce that we use, we buy them from the farmers.
What other stuff do you bake when the season changes?
Well, right now we are entering into October now, so we're going to see a lot of pumpkin at the farmers market. So what we do is we make a lot of pumpkin breads. We use pumpkin, and sometimes too I'll have a request for pumpkin scones, because we make one of the best scones around.
Oh, my.
Yes, and of course the kids wants to see cookies with pumpkins.
Right.
And we do that too.
Mm-hmm.
And and the pumpkin season actually lasts for a long time, you know, to go through Thanksgiving.
Right.
And we use, and a lot of the farmers too will start having their apples right after October. So we start making our apple pie, our pumpkin pies, and those seasonal pies that people, you know, into it.
Very nice.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And what is your specialty in that pastry store?
Well, we have a lot of sweet breads. We do so many different kinds of sweet breads. Some of them, where we use apples, applesauce, we use zucchini, we use carrots, we use even some of them we use spinach. Yes, so we try to do all our baking from, everything is done from scratch, of course, and we use fresh ingredients and no preservatives, period.
Excellent.
Yes.
That is wonderful.
Yes.
Now, how long have you been with the Herndon Farmers Market? How long have you been participating?
I have been in Herndon Farmers Market since day one that Herndon Farmers Market was open.
Wow.
Yes, which is over 20 years ago, about 24 years
My
ago.
goodness.
Yes.
So you're enjoying
Doing
the farmers market?
Yes,
Herndon Farmers?
yes,
Now,
yes.
what other farmers market do you participate besides Herndon?
We do some of the Fairfax County Farmers Market. Of course, we do the one at Lake End. We do McLean, and then we do McVernon, the Fairfax County markets. Yes.
Now,
And
do they also have the same season as we do from May to November?
yes, yeah, it's run by the county.
Same organization,
Yes,
by the
yes.
Fairfax County.
Yeah, it's run by Fairfax County. Yes.
Well, you talked about your Portuguese bread, and you said this is from 18th century in history?
Actually, it's from 16th century.
16th century.
Right.
And what's in it?
Well, the unique, what makes it is it's a little bit sweeter. It's a little bit sweeter, and we use a little bit nutmeg, you know, to kind of flare the whole taste up.
I like to taste it.
Yes,
You
go
mind?
ahead.
Let me see. I want to taste and see what the Portuguese sweetbread is. It's really nice and warm. You just baked it.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. This really feels good. And it's And you know what? We had made chunky applesauce today. This would be perfect.
Yes, to just
to go
perfect
together with it.
Yes.
Well,
yes.
this is excellent, and I say that thank you so very much, really, joining us.
You're welcome.
I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
And we'll see you
You're
again.
welcome.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
the bread.
Thank you for having me.
Excellent.
Thank
Wonderful.
you for having me.
Thank you so very much, and we'll see you next time again on the next episode.